Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about High Fidelity. That's right, High Fidelity, a wonderful movie from the year 2000. A movie that was filmed in my neighborhood in Chicago where I lived at the time. And yeah, it's just an all-around great movie. It's what I consider a chick flick for guys. Okay, and the reason for that is because this deals with all the same tropes that your typical chick flick deals with. It deals with romance, it deals with lust, longing, heartbreak, dating advice. Does this person find me attractive? All that kind of shit that you see in a chick flick. Well, now it's happening to a guy. Okay, and despite the fact that it's happening to a guy, he still acts like a guy. Okay, that's what I love about this movie. You don't really get that. Whenever a chick flick tends to focus on the guy always acts like a fucking girl. All right. John Cusack was actually in a movie just like this later on with Catherine Zeta-Jones, okay, called America's Sweethearts. And if you've seen that movie, that Julia Roberts was in that piece of shit. But if you've seen that movie, he plays a guy who Catherine Zeta-Jones is his wife, and she cheated on him. So he's all heartbroken and fucking crying about it, and he's going to therapy, and he's actually institutionalized because he's suicidal because his wife cheated. Even though he's a fucking movie star, so is his wife. His wife cheated on him with Hank Azaria. Okay, so he's all heartbroken and he cries about her the whole fucking movie, okay? Well, this was like an audition for that, okay? Because Catherine Zeta-Jones breaks his heart in this movie as well, and he cries about it for the rest of the fucking movie too. But the difference is between the two movies is that in America's Sweetheart, he was just a beta male fucking simp. He was just crying about her and crying about her until fucking Julia Roberts saved his ass. In this movie, she broke his heart, but he's melancholy about it, but he fucking moved on. He started dating other girls. Okay, where in the other movie, he didn't date anybody. He just cried about his fucking wife because she cheated on him. Okay, in this movie, he actually dated other girls. He actually fell in love again. Okay, it's just that, that was just a bad heartbreak for him, and he wants answers now. Okay. So for those of you who see this movie before, have not seen the movie, okay, basically what happens to Rob is he gets dumped. He gets dumped by his current girlfriend. She moves out. He doesn't know why. He knows why, but he doesn't want to talk about it to us because this movie is in the first person, okay? So he gets dumped. He's trying to understand why all his like significant relationships have dumped him. Why does he always get heartbroken? Why do girls always leave him, okay? And so he doesn't understand that, so he's trying to figure that out. So he has a top 5 list of the worst breakups he's ever had. He starts telling us about the list and how he fucking made it. And it started when he was 14. This girl that he was kissing after school, she started kissing another guy. And that broke his heart. And he said every relationship he's had after that has been a scrambled version of that first relationship, okay? So we've seen his relationships, okay? Well, recently he found out that the reason his girlfriend dumped him and she moved out was because she was fucking another guy. Okay, well, that's obvious. I mean, she ain't gonna tell him that, but yeah, it's obvious. I mean, realistically, yeah, that's usually what happens. Okay, well, he found out who the guy was. It was his neighbor. The guy doesn't live upstairs from him anymore. He moved out 6 weeks ago, which about coincides with the time that she moves out. So yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they were definitely doing it. So now she's living with him. It's pretty obvious. But he finally figured it out, okay? Because her best friend kind of, let the cat out of the bag, all right? So now he's fucking going crazy. He's having fucking nightmares. He's fucking, having a meltdown, an emotional meltdown, okay? So, yeah, so that's all going on here. What do you call it? His friend Liz, who's played by his real life sister Joan Cusack. She's his ex girlfriend Laura's best friend. So she comes into the store one day while he's on the phone and calls him an asshole. Now, us, the audience, we don't know what she's talking about. Why would she just go in there and call him an asshole? Okay, well, he tells us. Okay, he goes to the Green Mill bar and he tells us, okay, well, probably what happened was that Liz spoke to Laura, my ex-girlfriend, and Laura probably told her a couple of things, probably at least 2 of these 4 things. Number 1, that I cheated on her once, okay? He's like, while she was pregnant. Okay, I'm not trying to sound funny. Okay, it's just like now certain things that we didn't know are starting to come out, being revealed. Okay, because he's been feeling sorry for himself this whole fucking movie, and now we're starting to see like what was his part in it. Okay, so there's that. Number 2 was that because he cheated on her, she had an abortion. Okay, oh that's bad. Number 3 is that he borrowed about $4,000 from her. Because he needed the money for his business, and he has not paid any of it back yet. And number 4, that he told her once that he was thinking, right before they broke up, that he was thinking about, like, maybe looking around and finding a better girlfriend. Okay, so did these 4 things happen? Yes, they did, okay. But now he explains himself to us. He tells us why it happened, okay? Now, before I continue, let me just tell you who I am real quick. I'm Diego, and I give you a straight man's point of view, okay? I ruin your chick flicks, That's what I do, ladies that are out there. Okay, I'm not one of your gay friends. I'm not one of your girlfriends. Ain't no fucking slumber party. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. Okay, about these Chick-Flicks and how they coincide with the real life. Okay, they don't. They don't. Okay, not realistic at all. I'm gonna give you the straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you didn't get. Okay, a lot of you girls out there, you watch these fucking chick flicks and you think, it's not realistic. It can happen to me too. Bull fucking shit's gonna happen to you. Okay, this shit only happens in a writer's fucking imagination. Okay, I like Avengers. Okay, but I know that shit's not gonna fucking happen in real life. But women watch shit like Thelma and Louise. Oh god, their friendship. It's all about friendship. It's all about fucking. It's all about fucking around your husband and going on a road trip and getting fucked up and breaking the law. Yeah, being boss. But no, it's not. It's about fucking two women killing themselves. Suicide. That's what it's about. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, anyway, so I'm going to get to the heart of this thing, okay? Now, this is a different category from his chick flicks for guys. What that means is that it plays by all the rules that a chick flick does, but it's like from a guy's point of view, and the guy actually acts like a guy. That's the biggest difference between this and every other fucking rom-com where the guy is the main character, okay? This movie actually plays by guys' rules. He actually acts like a guy, okay? Throughout the entire fucking movie, okay? And that's what I love about it. Okay, so now he's got to explain to us what happened. Okay, he tells us what happened. Did he do those 4 things? Did he say those 4 things? He did. Okay, yeah, he did cheat on Laura. Okay, he did. We never see the girl, which pisses me off because I mean, if you're gonna cheat on the main female character in this movie, because the movie's all about him and her basically. If he's gonna cheat on her, I want to see who the girl was. Okay, I want to see who the girl was. Okay, I want to know why he fucking cheated on her. Well, what is it about this girl? We don't know nothing. We know the guy that fucking she's fucking around with. We see him. He talks. They interact. All that shit happens. But we don't ever see the girl that he cheated on her with. That pisses me off. That was a letdown. That was a letdown for me. All right. Now, of course, he did not know she was pregnant. Okay. If he had known that, he probably wouldn't have cheated on her. He says he wouldn't have cheated on her if he'd known that she was pregnant. He had no idea she was pregnant. Okay. And she had an abortion. He didn't know she had an abortion. He didn't know until after the fact. She never told him that she terminated the pregnancy. Okay? So it's not like fucking he cheated on her, she found out because of that. Well, I mean, that is what happened, but he didn't know about it. Okay? So, you know, when Laura was telling Liz this stuff, she kind of left out that information. Okay? He did not know that she was pregnant. Okay? He didn't find out till way after. Okay? And the reason he didn't pay her back the money he borrowed was because he doesn't have the money. Okay? He hasn't made his store is not profitable. Okay? They're not making money, they're broke. Okay? They're barely getting by. Okay, at his record store that he owns, okay? Barely getting by, okay? So he's not made any sort of surplus money that he could pay her back. If he had, he would have paid her back, okay? So is it right or wrong? You know what? And he also tells us that, you know, that she actually insisted that he take the money. He didn't ask her for the money. She gave it to him. She said, here, I know you're struggling. You're my boyfriend. I love you. Here, this will help you out. Just take the damn money. Pay me back when you can, okay? She basically insisted he take the money, and he needed the money. Okay, so, but he hasn't been able to pay her back. That's why he hasn't paid her back. It's not because he's being an asshole, okay, or he's spending it on something else. He hasn't had the money. He doesn't have the money to pay her back, you know? So that part was left out. And also, what else here too? As far as him admitting to her that he was thinking about, you know, looking for another girlfriend, well, she kind of tricked him into saying that because she tricked him into, she told him, hey, listen, you know, I'm not happy in our relationship. Okay, do you ever feel like you're not happy? He's like, yeah, I feel that way sometimes too. He's like, okay. Well, have you ever thought about looking for another person, about replacing me? He's like, well, have you ever thought about replacing me? And she said, like, of course I have. He's like, well, then I have too. And that's how she tricked him into admitting it, okay? It was a lawyer trick because she's the lawyer. And she's smarter than him, so he admits that, all right? Okay, so that basically, yeah. So that happens, okay? But he still feels like shit because of the stuff that he did. So the next scene that we see here, he's at his apartment, okay? And he has this box of old mementos. Okay, and I have one too. It's in my closet right over there. Okay, old books, old pictures, old love letters, that kind of shit. I got that shit too. All right, from like when I was a teenager. Okay, I still got it. Yeah, I know it's creepy and weird. Is it really? Because I mean, I don't ever look through it that often. Okay, but anyway, he decides to go through it. He finds his old black book, and for some reason, it's got a Rolling Stones picture on it. You know, the big lip, Mick Jagger lips. You know, the Rolling Stones, you know, their trademark logo. And he goes through his little black book here. Okay, and of course he's drinking beer while he's doing this. He says, what's wrong with me? Why am I also doomed to be rejected? You know, I need answers. Okay, so he pulls out the black book and he gets, he looks up Allison Ashmore's phone number. Okay, now Allison Ashmore, that was the girl that he was kissing after school when he was 14 years old. He kissed her for 3 days in a row, right after school and before the Rockford Files. And then on the 4th day after school when he went to go kiss her by the bleachers, he caught her kissing another guy, Kevin Bannister, one of his friends. Okay, so that's basically the first time he's ever been cheated on. That broke his heart. He never forgot about it. He never really got over it. Okay, and anyway, so now he digged up her phone number and he decides he's gonna call her. Okay, why? Because he's an immature idiot. Okay, this is not something a guy would typically do. Okay, I mean, I'm God knows I've made some fucking drunk texts before. All right, we've all done that. Okay, I've made some drunk phone calls before. I have when I was younger, in my early 20s and shit. We've all done stupid shit like that. This goes a little bit beyond that. All right, when I think about my girlfriend, like when I was 15 years old, do I really want to call her? I think I did call her, but I was already like 19 or something when I did that. Okay, it wasn't like 20 years later or anything. And anyway, he calls her. He calls her because he wants closure. Okay, he never got over that, this is the reason the movie exists. Like, obviously in real life, this would not happen. I'm going to call it out. This would not happen in real life. At least I hope it doesn't happen. Okay, where a guy would try to fucking call his girlfriend that he had when he was 14. Even though I think Rob is like 32 or 33 years old. Yeah, so this is like ridiculous. But that's what the movie's about. This guy's a ridiculous man. Okay, he's so fucking emotional. Okay, because he loves music. He listens to fucking sad bastard music over and over again. He's very morose, very melancholy. Even before his girlfriend dumped him, he was already that way. You can tell from the flashbacks. Okay, he's very insecure. Not sure of himself. These are the things that guys in their 20s deal with. Okay, and this is coming from a guy who fucks a lot of girls. Okay, Rob Gordon's character, John Cusack, is a good-looking guy. I'm not gay or nothing, but he's a good-looking guy. He can pull a lot of ass. Even if he wasn't a movie star, he could still do it. Okay, he's got that fucking look. All right. He's the very non-threatening, but yet masculine look. He's got that going for him. All right. So yeah, he can get a lot. Even his character in this movie gets laid a lot. He fucks a lot of girls. Okay. In the book, he fucked a lot of girls. All right. This is based on a book, but the book's based in London, okay? But in the book, he fucked a lot of girls, okay? So he's not like he has a hard time getting girlfriends. I mean, he kind of does. Maybe the girlfriends that he wants, he has a hard time doing, but he can get an average girl easily, okay? I mean, he was a DJ. He knows a shitload about it. He owns his own record store. He knows a lot about music. He has a lot of shit to talk about to people, So, yeah, it's just his insecurities get in the way, and that's why the girls dump him, okay? But he can get laid. He can get laid, but yet he's always focusing on the girls that dumped him, that broke his heart. That's all he ever thinks about. And I would argue to say that he was that way before Laura. He even met Laura. He was still dwelling on the girls that broke his heart, okay? So that's his problem. So a guy like this would probably do this, okay? I mean, I was that way, and I've made some drunk texts before, and he's drunk, he's drinking, he's clearly drinking beer while he's doing this, okay? So I can kind of relate to it, but it's just, it's kind of puts him, for me, it puts him in the creepy category, because I would never like hunt down my girlfriend when I was 15. I mean, if she pops up on Facebook or Instagram, oh yeah, I'll fucking send her a DM or something. I'll send her a friend request or some shit. But that hasn't happened. I mean, so I wouldn't actively try to find her and try to get closure for shit that happened 20 years ago. No. He should have put all that stuff behind him, but he never did. He never did. And and a lot of guys have that problem. They never let go of the shit that happened a long time ago. A lot of people have that problem, not just guys. But in this case, it's a guy because it's about a guy. All right, he can't get over these girls that hurt him a long time ago. He won't get over it. He refuses to get over it. Honestly, he keeps bringing it back up. He keeps comparing all of his relationships, mixing them all up together. His current former relationship to those in the past. He won't let it go. Okay, which is very unhealthy. He needs to see a therapist or something. Because you have to move forward with your life. He has a meeting with Laura. She comes by his apartment. He's waiting for her there, even though he's supposed to be at work. And they have like a quick talk. And she basically tells him what I just said. Like you don't let things happen to you. You're still the same fucking person, and I'm not. I'm moving on. I'm growing. I'm expanding. I'm doing things with my life. I'm moving forward. You're still in the same fucking place you were when I first met you, which makes a lot of sense, He's basically a kid inside. I can relate to that. I mean, fuck, look around. I can relate to that, okay? But I did move on with my life, all right? I did move on with my life. But I still hold on to the things that I love. Why? You know why? Because fucking why not? It's my fucking life. I like these things. So I'm going to keep doing them. I like watching these fucking movies, so I'm going to keep watching them, okay? Because I'll watch them till I'm fucking dead. I don't care. This is something I like to do. I'm living the life that I love. So fuck it. Anyway, it's not all I do, but this is something I like to do. I like to do this. So what the fuck? Anyway. So anyway, he calls her, okay, and her mom, because I guess her mom still lives there. Okay, they didn't move. Her mom, Allison Ashmore's mom, picks up the phone. And he tells her that he would like to get in touch with her daughter. He tells her that he was her first boyfriend in high school. And that he wanted to see how she's doing and talk to her. And the mom's like, no. My daughter married her first boyfriend, okay? Her first boyfriend was Kevin Bannister, and she's married to him, and they live in Australia. And then Rob corrects her, corrects the mom, and says, no, actually, technically, I met her 3 days before Kevin Bannister did. Okay, I was the one that was kissing her for 3 days in a row before she started kissing Kevin Bannister. So technically, I'm her first boyfriend. Okay? And now the mom is like, what kind of fucking weirdo am I talking to here? He's saying shit about my daughter, you know? You know? And she dismisses him. She said, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, bye. You know? And she hangs out. He's like, Rob is like shocked. He's shocked, okay? And he does this thing where he just raises it, and he's like, Allison married Kevin! I'm fine now. Okay. So basically, this is closure for him, okay? He never let go of the fact this girl fucking cheated on him when he was fucking 14 years old. He never let go of that. It broke his heart, okay? Now he's found out that she actually married that boy. She didn't just cheat on him. She grew up with that boy. She married that boy, and they lived together happily in Australia with some fucking kids, okay? So now he's happy. He's excited because now he doesn't have to blame himself. He doesn't have to blame himself for being inadequate. Maybe he was a bad kid. This was the first girl he ever fucking kissed, much like and he never had sex before, okay? So you got to come a break here, okay? I'm sure she's kissed a lot of boys. This was the first time he ever kissed a girl, okay? So, like, you know, for him, he felt maybe he was inadequate. And that's why she, you know, cheated on him. That's why she started kissing another boy. That's why she you know, disregarded his feelings and she started kissing another boy. You know, so he thought there was something wrong with me, you know, and maybe whatever she sees wrong with me, every woman's going to see that too, and they're all going to leave me and hurt me and all that kind of shit. All right, that we tend to do to ourselves, guys. These are the things that we think about, ladies. You know, you're not going to see a fucking chick flick about this shit. Okay, but it's true. You're not going to see a guy movie about this shit. This is like one of the few that ever even goes there. Okay, which is one of the reasons I love this movie so much, all right? But yeah, these are the things that we think about, okay, when we're insecure. We're not really sure, okay? If we want to be honest, we want to be good guys, because that's what our moms taught us to be good guys, respect women, you know, don't fuck around, don't cheat, you know, be loyal, be faithful. This is the shit you all see on fucking talk shows coming from fucking 35, 40-year-old single moms. Oh, I just want a guy who's loyal, who's fucking, you know, treats me with respect, and that kind of bullshit. Okay, well, you know, if you wanted that kind of guy, you wouldn't be a fucking 35-year-old single mom, okay? But anyway, I digress. The point is that these are the things that we're taught to do. So if we believe in these things and we try to be these things for you, you know, and then we get shit on, it kind of ruins the whole fucking ideal for us. It kind of means like, okay, well, maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe the shit my mom told me wasn't really true. Okay, because here I am trying to meet girls, and they're all fucking rejecting me, and they're all breaking my heart and cheating on me. Meanwhile, all the guys that are the opposite of what my mom told me to be, the guys that are fucking around, okay, that are players, that treat women like shit, that are fucking different women all the time, that are cheating on their girlfriends, okay, that are impregnating all these different fucking women. These are the guys that are getting laid. These are the guys that all the women want. Okay, you see what I mean? So kind of like, you know, this is a very hard lesson to learn, okay? And you're not gonna see a chick flick about this shit. All right. The girl always falls in love with the bad boy, then she realizes she really loves the good boy and gets with the good old boy at the end. Get the fuck out. That does not fucking happen in real life. It's actually the reverse that happens in real life. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that these stupid ideas that we're taught, you know, at a young age, okay, they don't pan out. You know, unless you're very lucky. You might be very lucky. You might live in a little shithole fucking town where everyone's nice to each other, a very Christian community, and nobody ever think about fucking around because the whole town would find out. And so you meet a good person and boom, and have a happy life. Maybe that'll happen to you, okay? But I'm talking about generalities. I'm not talking about fucking like, you know, a specific instance, okay? So basically, if you have these thoughts put into you and they don't work out, you're going to change those thoughts. You're going to change your behavior, okay? You're going to look at the people that it does work for and start copying them. Start doing what they're doing, okay? You see what I mean? Okay, and Rob is kind of like, you know, hasn't really figured that out. Okay, he still wants to be that good guy, even though he's not 100% of the time. Okay, but he can't understand why girls always fuck him around. Okay, always fuck him over. Okay, he hasn't learned anything from that. All right. But now he's thinking the way he's convincing himself that it's okay now is because Allison actually married that guy, so it wasn't his fault. He doesn't have to blame himself anymore. Okay, it was fate, it was destiny, it was God. God said these two souls should be together. Okay, well, who the fuck is he to argue with God? Okay, he can't. All right, so it was meant to be. Allison and Kevin were meant to be together. That was always supposed to be that way. It was never supposed to be him and Allison, okay? So therefore, it's not his fault. A higher power got involved here, okay? So he wasn't meant to be with her, okay? Therefore, he can shift the responsibility. It's not his fault. And that's all he really wanted. He just wanted these women to forgive him. He just wanted these women to absolve him, okay? To tell him it wasn't me. It was me, it wasn't you. Basically, that's what he wants. That's why he's going to start hunting down all these women. This prompts him to start doing that. Okay, now he feels better about himself because of that first broken heart he ever had. The girl that kissed the other boy under the bleachers. Okay, so now he's decided he's going to do that to all his top fives. Okay, all of them that broke his heart. He's going to hunt them all down and fucking try to get some sort of closure, okay, on his terms, okay? That's what's so funny. He doesn't realize how stupid he's being here. He's thinking it's going to work because he feels better now that he knows that Allison didn't dump him for himself. It was for because she was meant to be with Kevin. So now he's deciding he's going to do that to all of his ex-girlfriends, all right? Yeah, pretty stupid, right? I actually know a guy once that tried to do something stupid like this, okay? I knew a guy once that told me he was going to, because he used to do a lot of drugs and he quit doing it, but now he felt guilty about all the girls that he fucked when he was doing drugs. Okay, so he decided he was going to hunt down every girl that he fucked and see if he got any of them pregnant. And I told him, I was like, that's a stupid idea, okay? If you got any of them pregnant, don't you think they would have fucking found you by now? He's like, you don't understand, Diego. There could be a baby out there that needs their father. Dude, man, come on, man. Yeah, but yeah, so I do know guys like this, all right? But it's kind of a dumb idea, but it's entertaining, okay? Wouldn't you like to do that? I mean, wouldn't you like to go back and say, I know I would, okay? In a fictional setting, I've imagined it, going back and finding the people that were in your life way back in the day and see how they're doing. Of course, we all kind of want that, but he's going to his ex-girlfriends, all right? Which is not really good, I've had some of my ex-girlfriends have come back into my life, but it wasn't necessarily because I was looking for them, it was because they found me. They found me. Okay, I didn't look for them. All right, I wouldn't know where to begin to look. All right, I looked for this one girl when I was reviewing the Notebook movie. That's the last review I did, the Notebook. I told you all a little story about how there was a girl in my life as well that I was in love with back when I was in my 20s, and then we split apart, and then I found her again much later on, much when we were middle age. Well, the truth is she found me. I didn't find her. She found me. She was looking for me. I tried to find her. I did. I even went by her. I tried to find her old condo. I was driving around. I was trying to find her again. I couldn't find her. So I gave up looking for her. And then she found me many years later, which is kind of weird, huh? But that's how it's always happened to me. I never went down hunting down every ex-girlfriend. I never did that. All right. So that's going on here. Yeah, so he decides it's a great idea. Now, what prompts him to do this, he goes into his bedroom, he jumps onto the bed, he's all happy and excited now that it's not his fault that Allison cheated on him, okay? Well, that could be said for all the girls, all the girls, God didn't want you to be with them. You could say that for every relationship he was in, okay? But he specifically is just focusing on this one right now. Okay, so he jumps on the bed, he says, I want more. I want to see the other top 5. I want to see the rest of them. I want to see the other top 5. I want to see Charlie. I want to see Sarah, and just talk to them, like in a Bruce Springsteen song. Now, when he says that, Bruce Springsteen magically appears. So in his imagination, Bruce Springsteen, yes, he's in this movie. He shows up. Okay, he shows up there. He's playing his guitar, and he's there. Okay, Bruce, the boss. Yes, Bruce Springsteen. Did you know he became a teen icon at 35? Anyway, so Rob imagines that Bruce Springsteen's in the room with him playing his guitar. Okay, and there he is, and Bruce Springsteen tells him that he should call. He should call those girls. He should look them up, find out where they are, and call them. Okay, and see if they've forgiven him. That he should do that. Bruce Springsteen's telling him, yeah, that's a great idea. You should do it. And Rob's like, yeah, I'd feel good, and they'd feel good. And Bruce Springsteen says, well, them maybe feel good, but you definitely would feel good, He's like, yeah, I feel clean and calm. And Bruce Springsteen says, well, that's what you're looking for, playing his guitar. He says, that's what you're looking for, get ready to start again. Be good for you. Say goodbye to your top 5 list and move on down the road. He's like, yeah, you're right. Thanks, boss. Okay, so he decides this is what he's going to do, okay? And he's like, good luck, goodbye. X-Files. So anyway, so the next thing that we see is the Music Box. Now the Music Box is this movie theater in North Chicago. Okay, I've been there before. It's 3733 Southport Avenue in Chicago. Okay, now when I went to this theater, it was one of the places we used to go. They only play like independent artsy fartsy movies in there. They don't play anything mainstream. Like you're not gonna see anything like big budget movies there. Okay, but I had been there. I remember there was this back in, I think it was 2003. There was like this Tourney of Animation festival going on there. That was my first time going there. It was on the north side. I remember it was very cold because I was obviously, it must have been like in the spring. Okay, it was very, very cold. Chicago gets super fucking cold. It doesn't get warm until April in Chicago. And so I remember going over there. I saw this festival, this film festival, which was awesome. Okay, then it was so awesome I saw it again. Okay, it was really cool. But I remember going to that theater, and then later on I went to that theater to go see Vampire Hunter D. I think it was called Blood Rain or Bloodlust, Vampire Hunter D. Yeah, it's an anime. Okay, it's a Japanese anime about this vampire killer. He's half human, half vampire. Those of you that watch anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Vampire Hunter D. I saw the Bloodlust movie. I saw that there at the Music Box for the first time because regular theaters were not showing that movie. Okay, yeah, and I loved that movie, by the way. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, so I've been in the Music Box. It's an older movie theater. It's been there for a long time. I think it was built like in the 1920s. Yeah, so it's older theater, but it's a staple of Chicago. It's a part of Chicago. It's a North Side place. Like the Green Mill was. It's a North Side place. Like Wicker Park is. My neighborhood in Chicago. That's a famous neighborhood. The Biograph Theater early in the movie. He walked by the Biograph Theater and talked to us. Okay, that was where John Dillinger was shot. So you're getting a lot of famous Chicago landmarks there. Only somebody who lives in Chicago could really appreciate the places that you see in this movie. Okay, because yeah, and then later on he's actually going to have a scene in my fucking job. All right, but I'll get to that. All right, so my job back then. Anyway, so he's at the Music Box and he's on a date. He's on a date with Penny Hardwick. Remember her? Penny Hardwick was the girl that would not sleep with him when he was in high school. He was 16 years old. They were dating in high school. We saw that whole montage of them, how they were dating. He was trying to grab her boobs and she would always push his hand away. She had fun kissing him. She loved kissing him, but he tried to fucking grab her crotch. He'd stick his fingers in there. She fucking ran away from him, that kind of thing. So he kept trying and trying to get with her, more to get past first base, and he couldn't. So finally he just broke up with her. And he told her, hey, listen, what's the point? It doesn't go anywhere, So he broke up with her, and she was crying about it. You could tell that she was emotionally upset that he dumped her, okay? Because, and I can understand that in a way, when you're a kid, you're immature and stuff, but, he should have known. Well, he was a kid, so what the fuck, But, he basically dumped her because she wouldn't put out. She wouldn't put out. He was horny. Yeah, he's a young man. He's horny, But they should have had that conversation. But it makes no sense for me to even say that because they were fucking kids. Who fucking has that conversation when you're 16 years old? You don't. You don't, okay? You don't. All right? That's shit adults are supposed to do. All right? But anyway, so he was immature about it. She was immature about it. It was all the way around. So he dumped her because of that. And then a few days later, he found this Alpha Chad guy named, what the fuck was his name? Chris something, I think. Chris Thompson, okay, this guy, this alpha bro type guy that he had chemistry class with, was bragging to him about how he fucked her after like 3 dates, and that broke his heart. Even though they had already broken up, it broke his heart because he had been with her for like 6 months, and she would not put out. But yeah, she goes out with this asshole and fucks her, and he fucks her after 3 dates. Okay, so that destroyed him on the inside. Once again, making him feel inadequate. All right, and I know what that's like too. I told you the story about this girl that I dated, met my whole family, and then she was crazy. I had her arrested, blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, she's fucking my friends are showing me her fucking pornos on fucking Pornhub. Okay, because she started doing porn after that. Like, what the fuck, dude? Do you really? It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Okay, so I know what he's going through. I get it. All right, but I was an adult when that happened. All right, but yeah, so he's like, he can't believe that this girl hurt him so bad because here she was, he was trying and she was supposedly in love with him and she wouldn't give it up, but yeah, she fucked this asshole, okay? Like it was nothing. Well, guys, y'all know this. Okay, that's kind of how it happens, all right? Girls are going to fuck who they get turned on, not who they're in love with, who they get turned on by, okay? She might love you, but it doesn't mean you turn her on. Okay, she's gonna go after the guy that turns her on. She's gonna more likely fuck the guy that turns her on. Okay, and the same can be said about guys, but we're not allowed to say that in these movies. Okay, but it's the truth. Okay, if a woman decides to give you her loyalty, her fidelity, it's because she chooses to. It's because you mean that much. It doesn't mean that you fucking turn her on more than any other guy. Far from it. Why do you think fucking all these housewives are fucking creaming over fucking James Bond and shit? Okay, and the guy from Lucifer. You know why? Okay, because their husbands don't look like that. Their husbands don't do it for them like those guys do. Okay, but it doesn't mean they fuck around. Okay, they put that somewhere else. You see what I mean? They're loyal to their husband because they made a vow, they made a commitment, because they know their life would be a lot worse without that person. Not just financially, but like emotionally, it'd be worse without that person than with that person. Okay, so they make these compromises. They say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give my husband my fidelity because I love him and all that kind of shit. We have kids together, we have a life together. Okay, so why would I fuck all that up just by fucking this guy that turns me on all the time? Okay, for a cheap thrill like that, if this guy turns me on all the time, there's a shitload of women he turns on all the time as well. Okay, so what the fuck do I have that's gonna lock that guy down if I leave my husband for him? Nothing. I'm gonna be fucked up. I'm gonna be fucked. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, that's why women don't cheat. Okay, it's not because they can't. It's not because they don't get turned on. It's because they made a commitment and they honor their commitments. Okay, you weigh the odds, and you got to weigh the odds here. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Okay, so she obviously fucked this guy because he turned her on. All right. So anyways, he's on a movie date with her. Okay, they're at the music box. Okay, and she's a movie critic, so she's writing notes while they're watching the movie. And after the movie, they're walking together, they're talking, they're catching up on old times. And they go to this diner and they start talking. Okay, and finally he gets down to it. Okay. He gets down to it. He tells her about Laura, his ex-girlfriend that just dumped him recently. And he tells her about Allison, the first girl he was in love with, okay, when he was 14 years old. And then he finally gets to her. He tells her, he said, listen, Allison, Laura wanted Ian and not me, okay? Laura cheated on me with Ian, okay? She picked Ian. She wanted Ian. She didn't want me. That's why she dumped me. She wanted Ian. She didn't want me, okay? Allison wanted Kevin and not me, okay? Allison wanted that other boy, Kevin, married him, but she didn't want me, okay? You wanted to have sex with Chris Thompson and not me. Now, obviously, Allison's really upset when he's talking to her about this. He says, like, can you help me understand why this keeps happening to me? Why am I doomed to be left and rejected? Now, you could tell Penny is just fucking fuming while he's talking. She's just like, one of those bitch faces, okay? And she says, like, well, Rob, I was crazy about you, and I did want to sleep with you, okay? But not when I was 16. Okay, when you broke up with me, remember that? You broke up with me. I cried and I cried. And when that little shit asked me out, I was too tired to fight him off. So it wasn't technically rape because I said yes, but it wasn't far off. Do you know I couldn't have sex until after college because I hated it so much? And that's when you're supposed to have sex. Hey, college! Now you want to talk about rejection? Well, fuck you, Rob. She walks away. She leaves him there. She leaves him there at the fucking table. Okay, she walks out of the restaurant. Okay, and he's just like, she's right. I broke up with her. I rejected her. That's another one I don't have to worry about. I should have done this years ago. Well, so now he's all excited again. Here's another one he can mark off the list of the top 5 worst heartbreaks, okay? He rejected her. He dumped her, okay? So, in other words, he hurt her, okay? He hurt her first, okay? She hurt him second, okay? So he wasn't even with her anymore when she fucked the other guy, okay? Because he dumped her. She fucked the other guy because he dumped her, okay? So it's his fault, okay? It wasn't like hey, there was something wrong with me, so she fucked the other guy. He dumped her. He hurt her first. And most women, what they do is they fuck another guy immediately. If they get dumped, they're gonna fuck another guy. All right, immediately, okay, to make them feel better about themselves, okay? And I wish I could say guys do that too, but most of them don't, okay? Yeah. If a guy dumps a girl, he's probably gonna be jerking off, okay? Unless he's been cheating on her, okay? But so that's what happened. Okay, he dumped her. So she was the one that was hurt. She was going through all the pain. Okay, he wasn't until he found out that the other guy fucked her. Okay, well that wasn't his business. Okay, that wasn't you hurt her first. Okay, so what'd you expect her to do? Just be celibate for the rest of her life? No. So yeah, so it was his fault. So now he feels better about himself. He feels absolved. It's not his fault. So now he feels this is a great idea. I should have done this years ago. I'm gonna hunt down every single ex-girlfriend I've had. Okay, and get closure. Okay, now in real life, closure doesn't come from doing stupid shit like this. In real life, you have to make your own closure. Okay, in real life, guys, we're not gonna be able to go out there and look down every girlfriend that fucking fucked us over and get some sort of closure and get some sort of an apology. We're not gonna get that. Okay, we have to do that in our imagination and then move on with our lives. Put it someplace where it belongs and don't let it fucking bother you again unless it's relevant. Okay, and then you move on with your life. Okay, that's usually how it works out. Okay. But yeah, we have to create our own. We usually just don't get it. Okay, some ex-girlfriend or something that you fucked over doesn't just show up one day knocking on your door, okay, and forgive you and then walk away. And they're like, oh, thank God, I've been guilty about that for a long time. No, that doesn't happen. Okay, we have to make our own closure. Okay, in this movie it happens, and that's one of the reasons I love this movie. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna stop my review right here. But I'll be back shortly to continue my review of High Fidelity, one of the best chick flick movies for guys ever made. I thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.